Yeah, it was perfect and really smooth. Like they kept raising the offers. It just like it was. It was just there was never any pullback. It was really smooth. What are some other subjects that we should talk about on class Thursday night? I was going to talk a little bit more about the VIX. I already talked about it before last time, how you can use the VIX to do to spot divergences. But I had also thought about maybe the concept of reward to risk ratios in conjunction with probabilities, odds, and win rates. So I'm probably going to do some of that. I'm going to write that down now. Risk reward plus prob slash odds plus slash win rate equals win rate. I'll have that fleshed out by then. If anybody has any ideas for class Thursday night that they want me to go over, let me know and we'll add it to the topic list. All right, refreshing the market chameleon. Well, it's always recorded, but if I have enough time, I can set it up to be recorded for replay. And sometimes I don't. Often I don't. It's like 75% of the time I don't. That setup is getting a little bit more complicated. All right, SYTA, CYTA, number one. TESS. There's another one on a little bit lower volume. Let's see. Yeah, TESS is looking kind of interesting. Then I got MDB. MDB's pre-market and after-hours chart looks so good, but it's so expensive. It's not really a shares trade. Maybe it is, for some of you. One share is $520, but I think that it's going to be a good 5-minute dip buy, 5-minute candle dip buy. So I'm going to keep it up there for that reason. MDB, yes. Did I type that right? Yeah. For that. Pivot trading in the current market conditions, where we can have earlier entries, what to look out for, like bullish divergence. Earlier entry. Well, I mean, I fucking played this to perfect T. I mean, like yesterday, we had our first day that went over a red candle. Yesterday was green over red. That's entry at 460. I took all my risk off, all my hedges off, went bullish, and here we are today, this morning, way up, and that may continue, or tomorrow might be pulled back, and then today might be pulled back, but progress from here. Green over red is at a very important moment. But you made me think of something else to do. Let's see, pivot trading in the current market. Yeah, talk about flags. Flags, triangles, wedges, trend lines to breakouts. All right. Good stuff. The Pfizer CEO is speaking right now about prices and Omicron. Okay, Omicron. NVIDIA and MSTR are giving me all my money back, meaning they're coming back down. You had some gains, and now they're giving your gains back. Well, Mabrat, I don't know if you were there, but we talked about performance last week on Thursday and drawing that line and seeing if continued growth is ridiculous, or if you should take your profits, or if you should wait another day, because daily performance metric, that's all that matters. So maybe that, something you could have been taking profit on yesterday. You're taking a profit as soon as it's in the green. Okay, all right. All right, so yeah, let me pop on the what time are we? What time is it right here? We got 25 minutes to market. Yeah, let me pop on the TikTok over the market. It has new features like almost daily. They're innovating fast. They're iterating and innovating fast. I wish we could invest in them. Who owns them at this point? Does anybody know who won that U.S. contract for TikTok? It was going to be Microsoft. I don't know if they even really settled on anybody. Did they? Did anybody ever end up owning them? Maybe it was like I can't remember. Good morning, everybody on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter Periscope and TikTok. Good morning. And over here in the group, in our Zoom, in our trading community. Say hey if you're out there on these different platforms. So you're live. Yeah, so market outlook this morning. Well, oil was hitting almost $72, but now it's pulled back to about $71. So that should start a pullback on the market. Everything across the board. I mean, this is one huge overnight improvement across the board on all the markets. Apparently, a lot of the Omicron fears alleviated, and so the market up like 1.5% across the board. Oracle, really, Kyle? Yeah, that might be the case. Yeah. Hey, Mark. Good morning. Rates are up yesterday and trending up today, but that's basically on productivity strength, just natural inflation, natural reflation of the economy as productivity is up. Financial sector up as a result. Industrials and base materials up as a result. I mean, we've got every sector up this morning. The only thing that is down, the only two things that are down, and that makes sense, is gold. There's definitely, hedge fund, institutionals, smart money, big money, ATM withdrawals going on this morning. They're getting their cash ready. So gold down, and the VIX down strong from 28-ish into the 23s now. SYTA showing some strength again. Yes, I've been watching that, and I'm also watching TESS right now. Now, RDEX, I'm not so sure about the follow-through day on RDEX, how good it's looking, but I took it off of my watch list just this morning, just because it doesn't look like it's having the follow-through strength. But yeah, looking over at SYTA is really hot this morning, and we've got that lot of potential from SYTA. And so I've just pulled that up again on my high-frequency trading setup. And it's right now trying to make it up and over a significant pivot that would put it back into a sideways trend, potentially for an uptrend move. So this moment here needs to follow through. If not, then it's going to wedge grind out this pivot break level. SYTA, SYTA. SYTA. Yeah, Baba's up pre-market. Most of that move on Baba is going to be made. Most of the money that's going to be made on Baba is going to be made in swing trading it, not day trading it. Potential blue sky break on STRN. All right, let's take a look at that. Yeah, we'll be watching STRN. Label those two puppies up here. Tests. Some of the other ones that we're looking at are HYMCZ. We'll see if that does anything further today. Also, BJDX was up strong in pre-market, but it has completely faded. PTN, similar. Jumia is from 11.14 to about 12.4. So that's pretty decent. It's over 10%. Intel was at 51 and hit 56 in pre-market. ACAD with a big pop, but fading ever since. MDB, this one looks really strong since their earnings yesterday. In after hours, went from 430 to 510. It was pretty strong, and it is now at five. It hit 524 pre-market, and it's pulled back to about 520. I'm going to be looking for some kind of a dip buy on that. We'll see if there's a 5-minute candle dip buy opportunity we can get on that, and then we can get in on some options, and that'll provide a lot of gain. Could Apple hit 170 this week? It could. Yeah, I mean, Jesus, it hit 169.50 right now, pre-market. Yeah, it definitely could. It could break all-time highs. Yes, STRN and then BNTX. Yeah, I don't think that's moving around right now. I'm going to refresh the market chameleon. This has a little bit of lag, but let's see if there's anything new on it. SYTA, HYMC, JZ. That's another one, JZXN, that I like. We're also watching RAAS and iSig for continuation. EVGO is up a good click this morning from basically 11 to 12. Good EVGO. METX up 8.5%. That's about the weakest of the bunch. MDB, yes, up 21%. Did I see that Citadel imposed a new withdrawal limits? It will now take 4 years for an investor to completely liquidate their position with them. Wow, that's really cool, James. No, I did not see that. That's radical. I like that. Why not CFVI? Because it's not just there's nothing going on with it, man. Right today, maybe yesterday, but it doesn't seem to be happening today, and neither does DWAC. So maybe for swing trade you're interested, but we'll take a look at swing trades after the morning momentum. The market opens in 15 minutes, and we're looking for day trades, momentum day trades to go after. And I'm just making sure that we've got every hot stock on our radar here. Cells. That could be another one we need to take a look at. Cells, ABUS, and VVPR. Let's put those up. Let's pull those up. Now, I don't know what's going on with cells, but no. ABUS, we'll keep an eye on. And VVPR. Keep an eye on it. So, but those ones are a bit weaker. This is a casino. Okay, cool. Givo just popped. Okay, let's see. Instead of go EV, it's GVO. GEVO. Try saying that. Try to say go EV and then say GVO without making a mistake. Go EV, GVO. Okay, there we go. What are Pfizer and Moderna stocks trading at? Pfizer is hanging out near all-time highs in the 50s, but it looks like it's topped out and it's pulling back, and it wants to do some pullback for a while. It's the end of the rally. Johnson and Johnson, sideways and at the bottom of the channel. I really don't think there's much opportunity for any good performance or return with Johnson and Johnson. You can get a better return out of a bond, frankly. It's just sideways for so long and it doesn't really rally. What's a good penny stock to buy heavily? Oh, man. Well, there's a reason why they're penny stocks. We'll see today. We're watching the momentum. We're seeing in about 12 minutes the market will open. And we'll GEVO. Take a look at what the momentum is like on GEVO. 2 million shares traded in the last 20 minutes. Oh yeah, it's definitely going. 650. Breaking over the 650 level now. Yeah, James, and some days, man, there's just not enough little radar spots for all our opportunities. I'm glad to know that that's helping people. $657, $650. What's the float on GEVO currently? Anybody can get me that stat? Oh, I could probably pull it up right over here. Float 194 million. Yes, that's too high. It's too high. So this thing is an excellent short opportunity after, if you can get shares after it tops out. 194, too much. You can always, Lieutenant Dan, yeah, you can always tell when someone new to this group. But I think you were talking about what Phil was asking, right? But Phil has been around for a while. I'm not sure why he was asking about why aren't we looking at CFVI. When do I think STRN will top out? Let's get it. STRN, today, you mean, or just overall as an investment? Let's take a look. STRN. There's just not enough history on STRN to really make any of those kinds of judgments. But if it can break over 6 today, then it's all blue sky territory. So the sky is the limit. That's what that means, blue sky territory. SYTA, we're watching it. Yep. Could be happening there. GEVO's consolidating right now. Could be ready to pop again and run to 7 and challenge the $7 level. On Reacts, I'm not familiar with it. Let's see. Oh, it looks really outstanding. Yeah, it looks really good. In fact, was that something? No. We got in a swing trade on AR. we're going to be getting in a swing trade on ARE pretty soon here. Here goes GVO. It's got some decent support at 650. Now that support has dropped out. So now it's trying to see if it can hold the 640s. You lose. So we have 8 minutes until the market opens. And some of the hottest opportunities here are MDB, currently GEVO, GEVO, although that's starting to pull back now, and SYTA. A lot of energy in those ones this morning. We have a lot of support levels and key levels, rather, to break to test on the way back down if SPY is going to be pulling back today at all. The main level to watch out for is 462 from here, 462 on SPY. After that, 461 and then 460. Really, those levels are important. And so watch each of them, 462, 461, and 460. We hope to see some reflection, some support, some bounce off of one or all of those levels. Yeah, Intel's looking good this morning. We strive to make about 1% on our entire portfolio every day on average. That's the goal around here. But different, by the way, different account types have different return expectations as well. So a swing portfolio versus an economic macro portfolio versus a long-term investing portfolio, there's all going to have different return metrics and performance metrics. Okay, Scott, that's what's going on with TESS. Okay. Well, it's currently at 650, so the fact that it hasn't tightened up to about 750 shows that deal, whatever it is not that solid. It has a lot of still uncertainty. Otherwise, this spread would get a lot tighter because right now you can get TESS for 650 still. Are you sure it's not 650? 750? Matterport stock, I think it's pretty much overhyped. Matterport, yeah, definitely overhyped. You can, do a lot more, create a lot more in the metaverse than with Matterport. I mean, maybe, like, just think about it. Like, maybe the best thing that could come out of that is that Google buys Matterport, and then instead of, satellite mapping the Earth, they map every like interior of businesses or something, anywhere they can get access to the interior, or perhaps they let people upload Matterport uploaded interiors of their homes or something. So then all of a sudden we have a metaverse composed of the real verse. But I think there's far more value in the metaverse than real verse. And I don't think Matterport is how we get there. GEVO is coming up trying to test that 650 resistance level, 660 rather. So let's see if we can break 660 and run to 7. Frog is not on the radar this morning, James. Feel free to state your reason why it should be. We've got 4 minutes until the market opens, and we have a trading community here, traders in our group who are listening tightly to what's happening here this morning. What stocks look most promising? Now, remember, you guys, you don't have to trade anything. A lot of these stocks this morning are fading, and the strongest ones are MDB, STRN, GEVO, and SYTA before the open. But there's no guarantees on any of that. Something like we'll see. We'll see what happens. By the way, Twitter is up 1.5 this morning. So Twitter continuing to move in the positive direction. Apple about to break all-time highs. Yeah, Scott. So then the deal can go either way, right? So you buy in at 6.4 here, and if the deal is dumped, then the price drops to 5 or less probably, because then prospects are looking grim for TES if they weren't good enough to buy out. What was the problem? Or it jumps to 7.5. So they call that merger arbitrage. And instead of actually like playing that and trying to figure that out and go around and try to find companies that do that are being bought out and gamble on the fact that they might be going through with the merger, you can just buy the ETF MNA, mergers and acquisitions, MNA. So, and I actually recommend that for anybody's long-term portfolio. You should have a little tiny bit of M&A in there, MNA ETF, because it's not based on the market. It's a strategy. It's not directional. Then it makes for a good hedge. So against crashes and pullbacks, and it's good hedge for an all-weather portfolio. Jason says, new job position at work and haven't been able to tune in lately, but got in with you yesterday on the iSig. Bought at 7 and sold at 14. Choo! Thanks for the welcome back. Wow, outstanding. Yeah, boy, did I really want to get into that iSig yesterday, but I've got my funds tied up in the VIX right now. And then Brienne says CFVI looking hot. Well, we can keep an eye on it, but it doesn't have necessarily a pre-market signature that we typically like. I think neckline breakdowns are what you'd be looking for, Matt. When the long trade would be over. On that high float GEVO, that might be where you could short it. Yeah, it looks like about 618 or something. All right, here we go. The market is open. I'm going to be looking for that 5-minute dip buy on MDB, so waiting on that. If SYTA can get up and over 4.9, that'll be a really good sign. Here we go. Looks like it's trying. There is a flurry of volume coming in on SYTA, SYTA, but it is still struggling to get past 475. In fact, it's pulling back to 470. It's looking like it's going to crap out. So no entry there. Numia grinding, not falling at the open. That's a good sign. MDB doing the pullback thing. That's what we're looking for on that. JZXN crapping out. ACAD crapping out. GVO crapping out. STRN broke, but it's pulled back now. Yes, about 50 cents of risk if you want that. But the signs are not looking great. The market is now actually rallying off of pulling back. There goes SYTA, entry on SYTA for 50 cents of risk. SYTA is happening, and if it can get up and over the $5 level, that'll be great. Maybe it'll get all the way up to 6. Okay, it is now up over the $5 level, but let's see if it can do it with continued demand. Feeling the float a little big on SYTA also. What is the... No, only 5 mil. Good. We're in good shape on SYTA. All right, 506. Yeah, we're definitely holding the $5 level. So the next level to get to is 550. So if you're already in SYTA, make sure you're taking profits underneath 525, and we just hit that just now. 5 to 20% profits of your position underneath 525, and we just hit 548, so that would have been your second profit target. So now you move your stop to break even. You're no longer losing money on this trade, and you've taken 2 profits already. All right, so watch yourself. Make sure you move your stop to break even on that. That can be a mechanical stop that you set to protect the remaining shares of your position, and then you'll have to release that when you're ready to take further profits. But for now, keep it on there as protection. SYTA. Nothing going on with CFVI, like I mentioned. Taking that off of the high-speed setup. Nothing to see there. Nothing to see there. All right, SPY just hit 465, 50-ish, and the industrial's taking off as well. And Qs. I mean, it's a green rally day so far. And as far as average true range is concerned, therefore, this kind of an open where it's just rallying right out of the gate does leave the possibility of SPY grinding up all the way to all-time highs today. That is a possibility. I mentioned it earlier, and it is setting up for that. It is a possibility. Yep. This is very strong movement on the market. I think investors are happy to see the Omicron fears subsided. All right, SYTA now breaking through the 550 level. That's again, if you didn't get a chance to take off your second profit target, that is the second profit target right there. Yep, SYTA, you're taking 5 to 20% off right around that 550 level. The next profit target is 575, where you'll take another 5 to 20% of your position off at 575. That'll be your third profit target. We are struggling at the 540 level to push over the 550 level. No, the demand does not seem to be there. We're pulling back into the 530s now. Your all-out stop is currently your break-even. That'd be your entry, your average price. SYTA, that's what we're talking about. BJDX fading, GVO fading, STRN fading. Anybody get that GVO short? I don't know if there was even shares to short, but that was the trade really, 620 short, and it's now down 40 cents from there. Easy trade. The VIX hit 2350, which it only touched it, tapped it, but if it can break out a break below 2350, that's going to be so strong for the market. It is really close. We're at 2361 on the VIX. SYTA pulling back into the 520s now. Your all-out stop should be your break even, and you should have taken 2 profit points already. All right, it's starting to pick up. We're pushing back into the 30s. And there it is, the VIX. That was that ping. The VIX just broke down to 2343. So that is representation of the number of options on the market that are being taken out of the money, which is usually a sign of fear. And those hedges are being taken off. So the VIX is dropping. SYTA almost about to put in a 2-minute bullish hot dog candle set pattern. So in case you're hungry, if you can break 564, that'll be a complete hot dog. The delicious, I like the beef ones myself, but maybe some of you like those crappy pork ones. But I think here on SYTA, we might be getting a beef hot dog here pattern. Bullish hot dog coming up. If we can break 564, and that would be a rebuy or a top off or a second chance entry if it does, for about 30 cents of risk. Stop at 530 if we break 564. Here we go 560, 555, or we pushed right up there. Here we go, 63, 564, 5. We did touch 565 briefly. Looks like we are pushing over the 560s. This will be your chance to take another profit out at 575. Should it poke its way up there? It can happen very fast, so you might want to have that order already filled out. There it is, 572, 571, 74, 575, 80, 585, and now we're already starting to pull back. We're getting some weakness and selling off. 580, 579, 584. We're also trying to buy up all the way up to the $6 level, but I think it might be a little premature. But here we are. Here we go. 590, 585, 589. We hit 592 high. Are we going to push through that now, up and over 6, or is that asking too much? Here we go. We just hit 6 high. There was some resistance there. There, we just blew through the $6 level, so that's another profit target. That's 4 profits you've hit already, and now 625. That's a 5th profit target right there. Make sure you're taking these profits out. Day trading is a e-sport. Let's get this done. Yeah, I've hit 5 profit targets. Don't be messing around with options, by the way. We don't day trade options. SYTA or anything that we day trade with shares using the 1% rule. Okay, the current stop now, all-out stop is 5.25. I know it's not super high, but it's good. We're making progress. If we can get some consolidation and then a rebreak, then we'll raise our stop again. Keep holding. SYTA, SYTA. What'd you say there? How about definitely not on a $6 stock? 3, which is good. Yeah. I'm still watching MDB for a 5-minute dip buy signal, so I'll let you know when that occurs. It's usually around the 45-minute mark. Apple coming up again to retest the 169.70s. SYTA may be rejecting the 6s. We're just barely holding at 590 right now. There's certainly as much supply as there is demand fighting each other. All right, 6. We've made it back over 6 again to retest the highs. 630. It looks like we're going for it. 620, 623, 24, 25, 620, 623. All right, we're pulling back into the teens. 617. And if it does rebreak at that high right there, that could be another buy-in. 630 for 30 cents seems to be the current risk. Stop at $6. 630 is what we're looking for. And you got to take your, what is that? The 6th profit point there at 625. So you've got quite a few profit targets out already. Okay, we're consolidating in the 16s. Last time we consolidated for about 3 minutes, so that's the current expectation, and we'll understand if momentum is growing, staying the same, or waning, depending on if that metric changes. So within the next about minute here, next 60 seconds, we should break out of 630 if we have the same amount of momentum. 622, and we'll know that if it takes longer, that the momentum is fading. So then you could start erring more on the side of 20% take profits instead of 5%. And you can watch for failure neckline breakdowns, and you can get more defensive. 621. Jumia running like mad. Jumia, JMIA. We missed that entrance at 12.6. It's now at 13.22, and we're going to have to wait for the first pullback. But Jumia looking quite good. And Apple about to break 170. All-time high is 170.3, I believe. All right, we're pulling back for the third time underneath 6. I don't think that's a very good sign on SYTA. Start thinking defensive, but we are expecting momentum to fade a little bit, but it might not be over yet. We might still re-break 630. I'm just saying, be more defensive, take out bigger profits, de-risk at strategic points. Watch yourself. Watch out for rug pulls. The VIX about to make another low of the day, breaking down 23.44. SPY just broke out again, high of the day, 465.71. SYTA, SYTA, we're holding 6. Fighting off that 6th level, but it doesn't seem well supported in my opinion. However, there still might be a little bit of momentum fight left in SYTA. Since the market opened, we had one rally, pullback, and then a second rally, and this is second pullback. So second pullback's generally weaker. I mean, unless you got a DWAC or something, a very unusual thing going on, then these things can just keep going and keep going and keep going. But that's not what we have here. Finding reduced momentum. Here we go. I believe this is going to be the moment where we at least touch and retest 630. We're at 624, 625, 626, 27. Things started to heat up, but it looks like it's selling off. A lot of the very short-term scalpers deciding, nope, that's not happening. They're going to get out. So now the medium-term day traders are going to be next, and then the longer-term day traders last. So watch your breakdown at 588. That'll be your all out, in my opinion. We've had too many failed retests. So watch the 5.9 level, 5.9. If we drop through the 5.9 level and enter the 580s, I'm thinking to take off your whole position there. Okay, we are still holding the $6 level, which is good on SYTA, SYTA. SPY just broke over 466. Way to go, SPY. And Apple is up and over. It's at 170.5, Apple. New all-time highs for Apple. That's huge. The number one largest company traded publicly in the world, now probably leading the market up. Nobody else wants to get left in the dust. Investors are like, well, come on, Microsoft, here's a little help. Yeah, no, Apple 170.54 now. Yeah. I mean, we really have a pretty much across the board excellent rallies going on in every sector. You almost could think of this as a correction, but it's an upward correction. It's like now the entire market needs to correct for all this bullshit that they were wrong about, you see? So now it needs to correct. And so that's really what's going on. It's an across the board, broad based market correction, but to the upside. All right, so SYTA is holding that $6 level, and thank goodness. Like I said, if it breaks 5.9 into the 580s, I recommend that being an exit. It's going to try and push above 630, but this is taking twice as long as the last consolidation period. So you have to think of it as twice as weak. The overall weakening. It doesn't mean that it can't make it, though. It's just it's going to be weaker. You're welcome, middle of the map, and thanks for the message yesterday. There we go. 625, another shot at breaking 630, 627, 29, 30, boom, broke, hit 641, immediate pullback. Orders sitting at 640, 641 in the 640s. We're pulling all the way back to 6 now. If we hit that, if we break below 6 and hit that 5.9 level, that's not going to be good. All right, we're holding 617, we're holding the 6 dot teens. Okay, now we're pushing back up to test the high of 641. We just broke 642, 644. That's all we could do with it. I do recommend you take a larger profit out up here under that 650 level. So around 20% of your position. So the choice is always 5 to 20%. We already know that the momentum is fading on this, that the days are numbered for the progress of SYTA to continue. And if you're wrong, just rebuy back in. Who the fuck cares? Don't convince yourself that you should hold so much that you lose all your money. Take your profits like a pro. Here we go, 650. We hit 650. And we're actually holding with some strong demand into the 650s. So make sure you had plenty of time here. It's already like 30 seconds to take out that larger profit chunk I was talking about. 20% of your position, something like that, here in the 640s. And now we're pulling back because we already know the momentum is lacking, that the buying demand is weaker. It doesn't mean that things are just going to fall. It just means it's weaker. And it took a lot longer for us to break out of that new level right there. And as you can see right now, we're not really rallying up to 7 or the next number like we just did previously. So this could be it. 650 could be the top, around there. All right, we keep trying to chew through 650, but there is a lot of orders there. But just watching the moving averages, looking at the metrics, seeing how the performance is fading, you should know to be more on the defensive side, taking larger profits. The trade is nearing the end of the trade. It's topping out. And certainly we can set our stops to that 590 number now, because on this rebreakout, the pivot low there is 590. So what was before a potential failure neckline breakdown pattern is now a definitive pivot point low that would signify a break of trend and a breakdown of trend. The market really rallying, 466.30 now, 50, 466.50 high market. Test looking good. Oh no, I don't like those scraggly bars on test, but yeah. Remember, test is just a buyout. It's not really a trade. But what you have now is it's closing that gap for that merger arbitrage. So the right move would have been to buy at 6.5, hold for weeks or months until the prospect of the merger is complete, and then it should fill the gap to about 7.5. That's happening already in one day. We're testing 7 now, but you understand that it's not going to really go past 7.5. All right, so we poked through the 6.5 level, hit 659, 658 and some change, and are pulling back now. That's way fewer green candles per rally than the last two. So that was probably the last rally. There may be one more but that fails, but maybe not. So that's why you take out a large chunk there at 650, and that would have been your 7th profit point. So this trade went super well. You would have, at the minimum, taken out 35% profits all the way up to that point. But you could have been selling all the way up to the very tippy top there to 650 and have maybe 20% left now. And you're going to exit that at 5.9. If 5.9 breaks. So 5.89. And the market is rallying fantastically. The Qs really spiking. So is SPY. Industrials doing really well. XLK, tech, every sector across the board doing fairly well. Financials topping out a little sideways-ish topping action going on financials. But most other sectors just doing outstanding. Rates are trending down. Boy, that's going to give a big lift to tech. So tech's going to be extra on fire today. Not sure why, but real estate's going up as well. But, like I said, it's corrective. This move to the upside on the market now is corrective. We're correcting for Omicron fears, which are no longer existent. So we are rolling back the market to pre-Omicron fear levels for continuation. We're now hitting 467-ish on SPY. 467. So that means we're only $6.50 points, 6.5 points away from all-time highs. So if we don't hit it today, which I don't believe we will, it's really within trading range. And the VIX has just now dropped into the 22s, hitting 22.92. Okay, we have not gotten stopped out of SYTA. SYTA looking like the trade of the day. Let's see, we just had a breakout. That was Tesla. Tesla for $20 of risk if you want to grab it now. Tesla for $20 of risk per point. Per share, rather. I expected this, though, Dondrell, with SYTA. I expected this, But the momentum definitely, the demand has weakened strongly. This is just one last fatal attempt to not break high, but we're still in it. So if I'm wrong, great. Then we're still in it. But I do believe that this is going to be a failed attempt at the high, and it's going to be like a head and shoulder pattern, going to break down at 6.9. So you could potentially de-risk at the failed retest, but we'll know that when it puts that pattern in. If we get a nice clear pattern and then we get a failed retest, typically we're supposed to de-risk 50% at the 50% retrace through to the neckline. Yeah. At 6.9, it's definitely going to slam down. Well, 6.89, if it doesn't hold 6.9. I'm already in Apple. I'm in an Apple swing. I'm up 86% on that swing. Asking if I'm in Apple. Okay, so since that this candle is pushing up and over those last two candles, then this makes it the attempt. This is the rally attempt, and we do not want to see a lower low on the next candle. But all that could happen super fast. We might even not even get to a next candle. You never know, but we're reading it properly here. We're holding in the 630s on SYTA. What do you think about AHI? Ahi tuna? I love ahi. Love it. I cook it all the time. Now, let me take a look. Okay, ahi is pretty new. It does look like I do have access to the fundamentals on it, though. So they've been reporting their fundamentals properly. And it looks good. The IPOU breakout would have been at 560. And if you got that 560 IPOU breakout at 560, I can't imagine why you would have held past anything in the sevens there. I certainly wouldn't have wanted it to see it retreat underneath the sevens. I would have exited that swing trade because of performance per day. There we go. So that's neckline breakdown. You can take out 50% of your position on SYTA now, exiting 50% of your position to de-risk around 613. All right, even now you're getting a better price. You want to be out 50% of your position on SYTA. It's trying to push up and over. But that wasn't a good sign. That was a failure sign of failure. There might be one last little push now that we pulled back enough to get some shares into the hands of less smart money. Let's put it that way. All right, so here we go. Potentially retesting 659. We're at 647, 650. But this is, in my opinion, all right, 656, 668 we touched briefly there. And that does make your all-out stop now 610, so that's really nice. Now have a higher all-out stop point. I was incorrect about that. But it's about 5.98. Mahi, so delicious. Yes, especially tacos, fish tacos. SPY now 467.36, hitting 467.36. Making it, where is the metric there? Making it only about 6 points away from all-time high. What's that, Patrick? Well, VIX doesn't work entirely that way, James. VIX is a derivative. It doesn't even have a bid or an ask, James. VIX doesn't trade. It's only given, or you give it back to the Chicago Board of Exchange. VIX is a metric. So, what it represents is the level of out of the money options that are being put on across the entire market. It's a complex equation, but that's essentially what it is. And so as the VIX goes down, it's because people are taking off all of those speculative, wild, you know, bets on wider moves to be, hedging typically, to the downside on SPY, etc. So, yeah, there's not a real correlation to price level on the VIX. The equation is way too complicated for that. But what you might see is that when SPY hits a previous resistance level, the VIX might be doing a similar thing. It might start to pull back at the same point, but usually those points on the VIX will give you convergence or divergence with the same two levels if you draw a line on SPY. So the way to use VIX is in conjunction with SPY, reading convergences and divergences. And then VIX, as far as I can say, the VIX ought to really unwind today because of all the Omicron fears. It's really the fear index, tension, how scared people are. Now, Stern coming up again, but I'm not really liking the bars on Stern at all, and it doesn't even seem to have a lot of high volume either, so kind of just forget it. Now, a lot of wishful thinking going on around here. Test Stern, who gives a fuck? Trade tomorrow. Stop trying to overtrade. Find every little stock to trade. Those are bullshit little stringers at the end of the list. Stick to the top because you're going to need all that demand behind it if you want the thing to go up. So stick to the popular picks in the morning, not the unpopular ones. Matt's got a what is that? S&M bondage side. We're gonna get out the whips, man. You need to do some role playing with your wife. BDSM, that's it. Yeah. S&M is what I was thinking. Sadomasochism. Yeah. Maybe that's what that is. What is BDSM? Is that bondage and sadomasochism, something like that? I've never really looked that up to know the exact meaning, but we know what we're talking about here. RJ's like, I also don't know, Evan. I never really looked at that. We need to. Is there a stock BDSM? That would be funny. I'm gonna check it out on the Stern area here. That's bullshit. They're discriminating. They deliberately bondage, discipline, sadism, and masochism. Wow. I never really thought of those as all different. All right, exit on SYTA soon here. Be careful. You should let's see. Yeah, I would call that a failure right now. So 50%. Yeah, if you haven't already taken 50% off of your position, you can. But do you see that now? I mean, it's so clear on the chart now. Can you see how SYTA has curved up and over and all that momentum failing? I mean, we figured that out by timing the time, how many candles it took for it to rally again, how many candles the consolidation, second consolidation was, so this is something you can get good at. And also distance to the 8 MA, distance to the 20 MA, distance to VWAP, all these measurement tools to help you be a better trader. That's hilarious, Tyler. Discipline, just another way to say domination. Don't know why that's not actually the D in the acronym. Yeah. Yeah, because no, but I mean, there almost should be another letter, right? Because sublimation, I think, is, or I'm not sure what the exact word is, but subjugation or sublimation, submission. There you go. Yeah. You would think that the S would stand for that, not sadism. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't sadism like satanic shit? Maybe I'm totally wrong. No, maybe it just means sadistic. Fuck, what would that be? Or like, I'm not even gonna talk about it because we're on a TikTok clean platform. We're gonna have to put a lid on this conversation. It means love for Jesus. No, it means love for communism and socialism and the Chinese government. We love them. Welcome to Stocks Plus. And that's funny. Need to watch Billions? Oh, really? Is that guy into that? That's great. I do need to watch that show and want to watch that show. But man, there's only so much time in a day, and I have so much to do. I got to edit all these lessons for you guys. I really, really like, this point in my life where I'm able to give back and be helping everybody. All right, I'm going to take the day's morning session to the end of the SYTA trade. So far, it's going to keep me here all day. The VIX now hitting 22.5s. Wow. Now, where's Gil? Gil, are you in here with me? Okay. I know that you're over there in the VIP chat. But Gil, are you hearing me in the Zoom? I wouldn't miss this for whatever. ISIG halted on the way up. All right, that's very interesting. Some of the momentum has moved over to ISIG. Twitter making a new high of the day right now, 46.20. Doesn't necessarily mean there's a day trade there, but I'm just we have a swing trade on Twitter, doing really, really well. Also, remember when we were buying up energy? Today's has been a great day for energy. So hopefully some of those positions are starting to recover now. Some of our swing trades in energy. ISIG is up and rocketing. Oh, yes. Okay, let's pull that puppy up before it's too late. RJ, get your ass on ISIG. Get your ass to Mars. Okay, cool. Just checking out all my positions here. Okay, so ISIG pulling back after whatever that push was. No. No, correct, Andrell. Yeah, no, it doesn't, But these yahoos want me to take a look at it. So I will. We're taking a look at ISIG. We're getting prepared. Momentum might be moving over there. It's not like we're going to make money off of anyone smart. So, we want to go where the yahoos want to tell us to go. Money, the easiest. A fool and his money are soon parted. No, you're definitely not missing something. I hope so, Phil. I guess Gil is not with me here because he didn't say hello. Gil, are you in my Zoom? All right, there's the breakdown happening on SYTA. 5.98, roughly precisely, for your stop on SYTA. Let me get that exact number just to be silly. It is 5.95, 5.95. I think we just hit it. Just touched it. Claimeth thy breadeth. Absolutely, Jamal. You know, have a goal, stick to it, the end. Recompound the next day. Absolutely no point to re-risk your money if you've already hit your compounding goals for the day. How about CFEI now? I don't know. Let's see. Very nicely said, by the way. Instead of going like CFEI, it's incredible. I took shrooms and I smoked a big one and I'm pretty sure that CFEI is really like holy shit. CFEI, no, it's nothing right now. It reminds me of did you ever see Rob Schneider with Christian Slater in the mask store? Like they're in this African mask store. I didn't even say coke, Jamal. I said smoked. Let's see. Okay, we do have some strong movement coming up on CFBI. We want to see it break 14.5, but this push over 14 could be worthwhile as well. So for those of you with scalping type setups or high frequency trading, that's what we're really looking for on CFBI. Wow, the market's hitting 468 now, and the VIX hitting 2220. Okay, you're back now, Gil. So who are you in here, Gil? Say hello. Yeah, Lishi, it's SYTA, by the way. And there's the breakdown on SYTA. And Apple breaking out to another new high of almost 171 now. And I'm up 91% on my swing trade on Apple. Who's doing super awesome today? Tesla only grinding, not worth that $20 of risk so far, from what it looks like. All right, so that's all out on SYTA. Good trade, guys. What'd you guys get? How many are out of SYTA? Oh, Keith. Okay. Keith Gilbert. Is it okay that I call you Gil? It works for me. Like if you use the first half of my last name, Ev, it's the nickname of my first name as well. That's cool. And I bet a couple people call you Fishgill. Where do you live, Keith? What part of the country? Okay, NH. I have to decode that. North Hampshire or some shit. Where the fuck is NH? Is that a state? Son of a bitch. New Hampshire. There we go. New Hampshire. Is that a goddamn state? There's actually a state called New Hampshire? All right. Well, North Dakota. Oh, that's great. I think Britain finally gets my sense of humor. Way to go. That's a good one. That's an Evan joke right there. I don't know what it is, but yes, North Dakota. I love it. All right, you guys, on that good positive note and the market doing super great today, I'll join you in the Discord. That's the end of the morning live stream trading session, momentum trading session. I'll catch you in the Discord. And for those of you over on TikTok or wherever else you are, make sure you click the link either in my bio or down in the description to come check out our trading community. It's free to check it out. So click the link in my bio. All right. Yeah, but it's correcting, the market's correcting. It has to do this. So this is great. It's a correction to the upside. Gil, hang the fuck on.